Hello, boys and girls. How you doing?
Hello, all.
You guys have not been replying me when I ask you how you are.
Because they say you always insult them.
I do because they don't.
The guy that you guys are using to catch cruise when D was here. There's one guy. He was.
He's Michael Jackson. It's just that today he looks like a human being.
like a
So
human
like, there's
being
nothing.
today.
There's another guy outside.
Yeah, you're completely different.
That's wearing one trouser. Yeah, because that day he was wearing his scarf.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going for prayer. But never mind. Today he looks alright. Today all of them look alright. Actually.
Yeah.
What shit?
Boys and girls, we
What's
are
up?
in a critical situation. As you can see, I'm wearing 2 pairs of glasses to depict the chaos
Double.
that we are all in. Now, if you want me to be wearing one glass so that you can see that things are going well in my life, what do? You have to get a PVC.
Vote.
We have to vote. Let it not be that 4 years from now, 8 years from now, we're still crying about this same thing. I understand everything you're saying, but you're not doing that much. You
Understanding.
You're not that busy. So let's all go and get our PVC. PVC registration is ending soon. Okay.
Ending.
So let's go and get it. And peace be unto you.
You.
As you do so. Peace out.
But
We have a guest
Yes, we
with us
do.
today.
I have a guest. You already know who
One
he
of my
is.
claims to fame, Sha.
100%.
I'm always like, this is my guy now.
I've known him for a long time.
It's a long
Known him for
time.
a long time. Way back.
Over 10. I know him. Do you want to introduce yourself? No, you okay? You have to introduce yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Asa Asika.
I don't get.
what
So what do you do?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm an entertainment consultant.
Who are you, Asa?
I am now.
It's not talking like those people that he has what they say. I'm into it. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm into entertainment.
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you
Yeah.
are. So good.
But Asa is probably one of the most what's the word I will use? Like, I don't want to gas him too much at the same time. That's the problem. But yeah, Asa is probably one of the most. No, actually, he
Give
is.
my flowers small now.
Shut up.
Come on.
Asa is one of the most powerful music and entertainment consultants on the continent.
That's
Actually,
true.
He's most
To be fair,
popularly.
even from when we were very young.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
Oh my God.
Asa is most popularly known as Davido's manager.
And
But he
also,
also-
the plug.
Yes, he's the ultimate plug. But then he also manages CK and now Focalistic.
I mean, I work with a lot of people like CK, Focalistic, Victoria.
Do you work them directly, or is it like the plug, or these are people that are under you?
It's a company, and then everyone, like,
Okay.
obviously, like, with Dave is a little different because that existed before the plug.
Yeah.
But then, like, plug works like CK, Foca, Victoria, Budge, a few people.
Nice. Now,
Okay.
here's a quintessential question. This is actually why I brought you on this podcast. You know, so I've known you for a long time. I've known you
Yeah.
since you were wearing I'm a keep. I feel like if you were not there and I'm keep, then you don't know
You
what's
don't know,
going. You don't know
yeah.
what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Now, you know, it crossed my mind. I thought to myself, You know who David always doesn't manage? Us.
We've been disturbing him about this
And like
thing
we might
for
not be
years.
30 BG, but like at least 4.
And we can do
We
Even
have
2.
You get 2 is
Even 2.
okay.
We'll get there now.
See, you've
30
already
BG just
done
starts in 1 day.
001 music. This is 001 podcast.
I mean, funny thing is, I'm actually building a studio at the moment. So
Can
maybe
you
when
see?
it's ready.
So
We
like
can
I feel
talk
like the
business.
plug needs to look into this
He
deeply.
sure does.
I think that this is like
Business is heavy on podcasts and stuff. Like,
this
we
is what's missing
invested.
from your portfolio.
We invested in like a huge studio, and
Can you see?
hopefully it should be ready soon.
Can
They
you
won't
see?
beat us, Sha, but you can try.
Yeah,
No.
best in podcast.
You're on my
as a-
list already.
as a
I didn't
fact.
build the studio.
As a
I didn't build the
fact.
studio to waste money. You're on my list. So whoever owns this building,
Good. Now I've gotten that out of
Yeah.
the way.
Okay, so before we get into the podcast, Gongo, you're going to help us solve some
We
people's
always
problems.
So here's
Since
the
you're
problem.
the plug.
So the listeners always complain that I insult them, but then when you hear the kinds of things they send us, you know why. Because like it's not even just what they're going through, it's the fact that you typed it, you now emailed it over to us for us to discuss here, knowing that we're just gonna laugh at you. So it's very much a complex thing.
Okay. This episode is brought to you by Flutterwave, who along with WizKid have launched Send, a new way to send money to people who matter to you everywhere. You can send and receive money from people in the US, the UK, the EU, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, and lots more countries. You can receive money on Send using your barter account, mobile money, or your bank account. It really just depends on your location. To find out more, visit send.flutterwave.com to start sending and receive money across 29 countries. Okay, guys, back to the episode. So the first one is... Okay, so this babe says the first person calls herself bisexual thoughts.
Good.
Okay. So she says, "Hi guys. I'm a married woman and I've been married for just a few years, but I'm currently attracted to another woman. I've always been attracted to women and men, but I love dicks more. I often get bi-curious and I tried out lesbian sex twice. Didn't enjoy the second one very much, but I like the first one. She's just letting us know reviews. Of recent, I've been fantasizing about this friend of mine who I think is also attracted to me. We flirt heavily with each other, but we've not had the opportunity to explore. On my side, I feel like it is cheating on my husband.
Okay, she feels like...
But I really want to sleep with her. Our husbands will probably never find out because we hang out and, have things like sleepovers regularly anyway. Sorry, I forgot to add that I've never cheated on my husband since we started dating. And we got married, which is like 3 years altogether now. Even though I feel like cheating is wrong. Okay, also, I feel like cheating is wrong whether it's done with the same gender or not. But this desire is getting the best of me. I need help. What do you advise?
Asa Asika is not your help.
She needs advice.
That one is past my power.
Sorry, the lesbian sex was before her husband. Because I heard that she said she didn't.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
So it was ages ago, yeah.
Listen, I always listen to things like this, and the thing is, this is somebody who has already decided what they're going to do. But
yeah, I mean, technically, yeah.
She has already decided what she's going to, but she's just looking for someone to just say, or, maybe, because what... Are we going to tell her not to do that then? She'll say she's not doing it.
She's not going to do it too.
You think
because
so?
What will happen is when they catch her, she'll say, please, there are these two ladies. Is these two ladies? My dear, you know me. I've never even... But is these two ladies? They encouraged me
into it. No, I don't think...
First of all, it is cheating. You just have to know if you want to do it with your chest.
You have to know if you want to do it. But secondly, she also probably won't get caught. That's just another angle to bring it to. It's not that I'm saying she should do it. I'm just saying that think about it. If you're like hanging out with your babe,
extra stress,
not like if you say, "Oh, me and the girls are going," your husband is not going to automatically think, obviously they're having
this
sex.
2022, bro. This one is literally past my power.
So I don't really know where she goes from there. And also the thing that she said she doesn't cheat on her husband, but they are flirting heavily. Is she? Do you guess? Okay, she thinks that's...
It's just like maybe you find someone else attractive that's not your partner.
Okay, and they are flirting heavily with them.
No.
Oh, okay, so if she was flirting heavily with a guy, it would be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. I love that.
Gen Z rules.
Yeah,
I love that.
Says she has never cheated on...
Okay, so that one that she's doing is not part of the... It's just
verbal engagement.
I like that. I like that.
This episode of the I Said What I Said podcast is brought to you by Star Radler. Star Radler is a refreshing blend of Star Lager beer and natural fruit juice flavors. It contains only 2% alcohol. And so it's a go-between for people who want a little bit more excitement than just, regular schmegula beer. Star Radler is available in 2 flavors, citrus, which Fakemi and I love, a blend of orange and lemon fruits, and red fruits, a blend of citrus with strawberry and cranberry fruits. Michael Jackson is a fan of that. They are available in 45cl bottles and a new C33cl sleek can. All right, guys, back to the episode. So when did you start talking in music? I'm asking the generic questions before we slide.
To answer this question in 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When were you just dabbling around with this? And when did you start actually
remember
like...
Isai is sitting on top video. I die every time.
Or you start, or like actually started making money from it, like work-wise.
Yeah.
No, tell us the two.
Probably like in like White Sands or probably like SS1, like SS1. That's when I started dabbling in music. Like I always say, like I knew I had this cool uncle, but I didn't know why he was cool. So like SS1, and then I started making money from music.
You were 17.
Probably like when I was like 17.
Yeah, because we were in A-levels and they're like, Asa is working with this person. Who is this person?
Yeah, probably like that.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn, I was like 15 years ago.
So how did you get in? Because I remember like obviously NATO C Storm, all of that, like you were with them before you really started your own.
Was it just like you just were like, oh,
thing?
You're going to be hanging around your uncle?
Nah, what happened was, so there was this group of guys that used to rap in White Sands Bonafide Crew.
All of them are grown men now. They're wearing suits.
2 of them came come and told me like, oh, we want your uncle to sign us. And I was like, sign? I don't understand. Because like I knew, like I said, I knew Uncle Obi was just cool uncle, but I didn't know the dynamics of why he was cool. I just knew that, I used to go and see him once in a while. So I went home and I asked my dad, I was like, what does Uncle B actually do? And my dad explained to me. So I was like, okay, I need to go and see him about something. So I went and I was like, oh, uncle, these guys want to have a meeting with you. They make music, blah, blah. And at that point in time, we had just started throwing parties, like Blue Boys.
I remember.
Started, like, I think, what was that? Our first party was called
No, Allah
was in London.
Allah was in
That was
London.
like 11 time.
Mm-hmm.
First party was called. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember the first party, but I remember Allah because I was at the door. And let me tell you, that was a highlight of my life.
Yeah, definitely.
It was the best night.
So I had a meeting with him. They didn't get signed or anything, but off of that, I got dragged into stuff because it was like one of those kind of like symbiotic relationships that were obviously symbiotic relationship works. But yeah, it was one of those things where like music, like this new wave of music was just starting. So we just used to use the parties I used to throw to push storm music in our crowds. Because that's when like, I think Ikechuka just put his first album. Nisa just moved back. So like it was like perfect timing.
Yeah, I remember.
And then off of that, P Party.
See, I was just about to say that. I can't even forget P Party in Vola.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely
that was
highlight of our teens.
See, that was top 3 nights of our teenage years in Lagos. I mean, people were dressed like people were wearing sweaters and shirts. It was so funny.
It was so bizarre.
It was so bizarre.
At that point in time, everyone thought it was the shit, man. Like it was amazing.
I mean, sometimes when I look at the pictures from, I'll be like, just like.
No, but that night was
that night was amazing.
That night was phenomenal.
Probably still, like, if memory was, I had to go, like, choose, like, I've had a lot of crazy nights, but if I had to choose, like, 10, 15 nights, P Party used to be
I remember P Party, like, as in when I think, parties that I went to, I remember P Party so clearly because there was Nito and then there was Shank.
Yeah.
So, like, Julie was a big thing.
After, like, I finished secondary school, I told my dad I want to take a gap year. And then, like, at that point in time, Storm had just signed, like, another round of artists. So it was, like, YQ, Source Kid. And then me and YQ because YQ was, like, one of those, like, main guys on the second album. It was, like, YQ, Neptune, The Green, Frabs, Omaomi. That was, like, our squad.
Yeah.
At that point in time. So, off of that, I started working with YQ a lot. Like, YQ was, like, the first artist who let me, like, quote-unquote, manage him. So off of that, then I did like Banky put out like Lagos Party and Strong Things. I did like a club tour for him. And I did one for like Dr. Sid. And then off of that, then I just got dragged into it. And
things just started happening. Wow.
I remember that's when it just became like, if you want to go, you call it.
I just remember
I get so offended. Like I get so offended like that nowadays, like I won't say the person, but the person's mom is not serious. It goes, I remember that Asa guy. That was the guy that used to do the parties and stuff. That what's going on in his life right now? And I'm like, I'm probably more well off than your mom. Like, why's your mom referring to me?
I
like
just
that?
remember. I think like, do you know? So how I knew that things are changing. I just remember we would go somewhere. Maybe we invite Asa somewhere. Next thing I'll come back. Source Kid is there, and I'm just thinking, this guy, what's going on? There's one that said that you were like one day I was like, this is like my grandpa's birthday. What's happening?
That was so cool though. So when did you know from the jump that like, because a lot of people actually will tell you they wanted to be artists.
Yeah.
Then they got into the industry and they were like,
I definitely didn't I wanted to be an anthropologist. I tell people all the time. I had no.
You wanted to be what?
An anthropologist.
Based on what?
You know, like before I got dragged into music, like people always forget, like I wasn't like on this whole. I wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah, but anthropology is on the other hand.
Yeah, I know, it's weird, but like I was really like into like social sciences and like current affairs and history.
Oh, wow.
Like the one thing I know, like even though there were only like 6 of us that did history, and I said like I always just confess in history. I was, like history, literature, English. That was me.
Yeah.
And then Nigeria got really messed up, and I didn't care about Nigeria or politics or current affairs or history anymore.
Interesting. So it was like this makes sense.
Yeah, and I think for me I liked it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those kind of things where like, you know that saying where like do something you enjoy, never to work a day in your life.
It doesn't feel like work.
No, it's not true.
It's not true.
It's a scam.
I was about to say that because like I've seen you working and like, it looks like work. You get like,
I know. I mean,
I'm
like,
sure it's fun, but like,
it's work.
No, obviously, like, so this is a bad time. It's summer, so like it's mad busy.
Yeah.
Like we just did a festival, Afro Nation in Portugal, and I had literally all my clients on the same day. And trust me, when they're on stage and they're performing, it looks amazing, but making sure everyone got there.
Yeah.
Like Focus Visa came out like the day before. CK wasn't feeling well. Some of David's band members had COVID. So like,
oh wow.
After the show, everybody was like, that's why like all the videos you see from the after party are so wild. Because everyone was like, yo, the fact we pulled this off. Like I hadn't seen CK in like 6 weeks because CK's like been doing festivals in Europe Foka went back to SA for a while. I was on tour with David in the US. I hadn't even seen like Bizzle, my business partner, or Tinu. Like shout out Tinu. Tinu's our GM at the plug, and she had like last minute had to travel with CK.
Yeah.
CK's road manager's visa didn't come out, and she literally held it down for me. So it looks like fun,
but it must be a lot of work. My own is was there a point where you thought, okay, now that I've seen different things, because you're doing different things, now I know what I'm going to do. Like I have a plan, or you just kind of went with it as it was going along?
No, so I got interested in being like an artist manager.
Yeah.
So
remember you managing IOG?
Yeah. So like,
oh yes.
Yeah. So like, that part is like, so like for example, Bizzle might get angry at this, but Bizzle doesn't like day-to-day artist shit.
I can see how Bizzle doesn't like
so like,
it.
but I enjoy that kind of stuff.
What does that mean though? Because people won't know.
Bizzle would rather be behind the desk making phone calls, make sure stuff is sorted, or replying emails or getting on stuff, than actually having to travel every day with an artist. I like traveling. I like being on the road.
Okay.
So that's why the partnership works. So he does the bits I don't like. Like, okay, for example, everyone knows Bizzle is the people's person.
Yeah.
I'm not a people's person.
It's like so grumpy.
So that's why like
my day.
So that's why like I mean that's the main
I'm not when he's happy. So
that's
he'll be like, hi, Asa. He'll be like, hi.
So I always knew that I wanted to like work in talent management with musicians. But obviously, as I grew up and I got more exposed to stuff, I was like, oh, there's way more to this whole entertainment thing. So like, obviously now, like, we do like music distribution. We own events. Obviously, I own a club with some of my other partners. What else do we do? Well, creative agency. We work with like, if you say the brands now, go and get email that I'm talking about. But yeah, like, so we've expanded it.
Beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously, we have, like, a bigger roster now. We just signed our first female artist. I'm excited about because, like, with me, like, I like new challenges.
Yeah.
And...
Yes, are you calling a woman a challenge?
I've not done it before, so obviously it's
a challenge to him.
That
was a very good answer.
Don't try and throw me under the bus.
Yeah. That was a very, very good answer.
Because I know you people's...
No, I'm glad. That was a very good answer. I like that. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I want to see what that looks
like. What that comes out 19. As. Oh, nice.
On Mainland Block Party, funny enough, like, and that's like the amazing thing about like these events.
Performed.
Yeah, these events we've created, like.
How come you didn't allow me perform?
Excuse me, Jola. Excuse me.
Yeah,
he was not going to allow you perform.
I mean, she asked, I'll let you do it.
Why would you?
Because Asa is a good person, unlike you. Asa has a good heart.
But you never know, like, because think about it, like,
this guy we know.
Two of the artists
you know that we know Jola is not going to make it.
Two of the artists on our roster came to Block Party.
Really?
We just signed on Victoria. Like
Victoria was from Block Party.
Yeah, he won the first competition we ever did. And look at him now.
Oh, wow. I had no idea about this.
Oh my God, you need to see my mom's face the first time she heard all power belongs to your bum bum. She said you people don't believe in
I was like, this guy, you just came out of a wheelchair and this is what you have to say.
Go through my guy, man.
My mommy said, so you people, nothing Jesus, nothing Holy Spirit. You know, it's just interesting. Like your job is for the artist to blow. Your reward is other stuff, but it's not to build a cult of personality.
Yeah,
because I know like now there's a thing about like being a personality, and it's with everything, being a celebrity stylist. And
if you do your job, I don't think like, for example, like everyone knows I'm like a shy, timid guy and all that stuff, but like I don't like. I think I'm a shy, timid guy.
He doesn't talk, but Asa doesn't talk a lot. Because
okay, but like
him.
since when?
But if we're someone that is not here,
you know me. If I don't know anybody, I'm going to stand in the corner.
I never thought you were shy. I just thought you don't talk.
Let me not say shy, but like I keep to myself. Like I'm happy to stay in my room alone. So it's one of the kind of things where like if you do your job and do it right, and like everyone's like, oh, who does this? And
the referrals will call.
Like people come to me and be like, I want to take a picture. I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, and to me, I'm always like, yeah, a fan of me. So today,
Kali's grumpy, but don't say a fan of me.
Today, like we did a show at Echo Hotel for Internet Saturday with David, and like people will come to me and be like, oh, I applied for an internship program, and I'm like, me. I'm like,
yes, because you are not seeing it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're the artists, but they're looking at, but this is the guy. This is making it happen.
Which I understand, but still, to me, it's still like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like we, hope I don't get biscuited or like for this. Like we did like, there was a Davido fan that had like a party in London for...
that was fun.
So like, and then people were dressed up as David and some of us also. And I'm like, I understand
I
dressing.
saw the ones for the crew, and I thought those were the best outfits.
And I'm like, I understand dressing up as David, but then like dressing up as like me or Bobo or Tycoon, I'm like, okay. But yeah, man, you never know how what you're doing is impacting other people. Yeah. So I think it's important to always remember that you're also like you said, legacy. Like it's important that you're doing stuff for other people. Like yesterday, like perfect example, like two of the people who like used to like be my assistants and managers, interns and stuff, like manage other artists now and stuff. Like for example, like obviously everyone knows like Mayo Kun, his manager Sam Frank. That's my son. It's on site. Like if you mess with Sam, you mess with everyone knows. And like it's one of those kind of things where I'm just like, yo, I see like Sam used to call me every day. Now he feel like once a week when he enters trouble that he doesn't have the hands. Yeah. So it's just like, for me, like, that's stuff that, like, I thrive off of. Yeah. Like, I look back and I'm like, yeah, this guy works for us for 2 years. Yeah. For, like, for another example, like, we do distribution at Plug now. The one company that's giving us Wahala, like, competing with us distribution-wise, used to work for, the guy used to work for me. Oh, wow. Like, his name on my phone is still his name, Plug Distribution. So, like, the other day, somebody asked me for his number. I said, like, why is his name? I was like, oh, yeah, he used to work for me. So, it's the kind of thing where I'm just like, that's like, I don't know, like, yeah, call my bread a little bit. It's all good. Like, there's no point for everyone to share. But your relationships, what you're doing in your prime, and just like legacy, like, that's more important for me. Like, I know how many people walk up to me and be like, oh, I knew your mom, this, stuff like that. Like, it's more important for me. Like, I think I've worked to an extent and hustled to an extent where, like, my family and kids will be good if I die tomorrow. But then, being able...
Yoruba auntie, me just take for me.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, I don't know.
Very quickly.
Yeah, but I think people are going to be like, oh, I was friends with your dad did this. Stuff like that. It's important to me. Yeah.
Oh. Another question I have, so I wanted to ask about distribution. Before I get into that, I have to ask about, so obviously in this industry, if you do well, you also make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And for that, for a lot of people, is like, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But like, as I've known you, I can't say that there was a day that like, I was like, look at the way money has changed.
Asa.
That might be because you've been in the industry for a long time, but you see it happening to people. And so I just wanted to ask about that because you're on these big stage, like you guys you're doing O2, you're doing this, and it's a lot. Like you're meeting people that like other people are like, as in looking for up and down, you know, and you are in places, you're around things, you're just doing a lot of things that it's just like, oh, wow. How do you kind of manage that in a way where like you can still just carry on and, you know,
remember I said about like
those got to
like balance and like stay calm and humble. I think because I've been on the other side where like anytime you do around all these songs, I was 21, 22 making like 3M, 4M a week. Of course I did dumb shit. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, I think one of the reasons why I'm here today is I started early and got the crazy shit out of the way. Like I've been to the clubs and I spent all the money I made in a week in the club.
Yeah.
So it's like I've done all that stuff. And I realized that's not
doesn't pay.
Because literally I was saying it to my siblings the other day. I was like, yo, I feel like I don't make any money. And they're like, what? And it's like, because literally all the money I'm making is going to other investments. Right. Like I'm building a studio, I'm building a beach house. Like I'm just like doing like, investing in property. But it's obviously like the money is being made, but just like every time, dollar is fucked. I'm buying cement for 3K today and 5K tomorrow. I need to ship equipment for the studio here. Business and I just invested in this startup company and it's just like, guy, give me 10K, let me flex more now.
Yeah.
But so like I think balance is key. And the crazy thing about it is these people that you look up to, when you, like for example, the guy who actually named the Plug is like, before I met him was like one of my biggest role models. Like every interview, most of the interviews you read about me and stuff, I mentioned his name. And then I met him and we became guys. He was one I was like, oh, why don't you and Bizzle merge your companies and call it the Plug? And then now it's just like, this is the guy that I was looking at like, who is God to me. And then I'll call him and like, so for example, like, so a few people that are like my guys. And then like, obviously like Nato is really big on him. And Nato is like, guys with this, and Nato will be like, where did you see this guy? Like, oh, yesterday. And Nato was like, superstar. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like I remember I was in the studio with, Busta Rhymes. Like a few times, like I was in the studio with Busta Rhymes and I was mentioning to him, I was like, oh, David just did a jam on Busta Rhymes. And he was like, Majo. And then I remember when I met Shine, for example, like obviously I'm a Shine fan. There are a few songs on his album that I really, really mess with. But I became a Shine fan because of my uncle Obi and Nito. Yeah. So when I met him, at first times, Nito was like, yo, guess who I'm with? And I get to put to Shine. And he was like, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like, I mean, like, it's always crazy like in the beginning.
And then after you like, get used to it.
Or like when we David did a record with Nas, for example, because like I'm a huge Nas fan, and then like we were just in the same studio, and Nas was working with Hit Boy, and Hit Boy came into the room, played a few beats, and then Nas walked in, and David was like, "I like guy, you had this guy that he has to jump on this jam."
Yeah.
Like it's like so things like that. Things like that to me are always like.
And the first few will hit you crazy, and then after some time, you're like, okay, so this is my life now.
Yeah, like you have to, at some point, you're like, okay, this is where I am now.
And
like these are the spaces.
But it's still like it's still crazy. Like if the experience passes, you'll not be like, yeah, so like, we need to call Busta. Then in your mind, you'll be like, come, I used to see this guy on TV.
No, the funniest one to me is CB, like Chris. People are always like, my phone is always like on connected to your speaker. So like I come on one day, like we were in the club in Abuja, and like Chris FaceTime me to ask me something, and everybody was like, yo, did Chris Brown just FaceTime me? I was like, yeah. He's like, he's my guy now. And everybody is like,
that's insane.
But that's the thing about it, like, and I'm just like, he's a human being too.
I mean, imagine me saying Beyonce is a human being. Of course not.
Like, these guys are checking for, like, when I met Chris Brown knew everything about Afrobeats. He knew what Not Just Okay was.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of thing like this. Think about it, like, even before David started messing with Chris, he had worked with Wiz, he'd been to Nige.
Yeah.
And obviously that, like, everyone wants to be on what is hot right now. Not saying that people...
So they want to be on the thing that's coming up.